Hi, I'm Araceli Fradejas Munoz, and I'm passionate about creating smart, human-centered digital experiences. As part of cohort 23 of Microsoft's Power Up program, I've been learning how to design real business solutions using the Power Automate. In this video, I'll walk you through how I completed the final challenge of the Autonomous Agents course, building something that goes far beyond automation. Are you ready for it? Kelsities is a smart sneakers brand powered by Swiftie fandom, AI, and emotion. They operate across Europe, and technology is at the heart of everything they do, from customer service to logistics and onboarding. At Kelsities, every new hire is assigned a buddy from the executive committee. For the entire first month, this buddy becomes their mentor, guide, and biggest supporter. And they're not alone. Their co-pilot agent Taylor is always ready to help too. From day one, new hires are welcomed into a fully digital and AI-supported journey that's designed to be unforgettable. But with rapid growth across countries and teams, keeping that experience consistent, warm, and scalable became a challenge. That's when I stepped in and built an autonomous agent to make every onboarding feel like the start of a love story. The challenge looked simple on paper, but it wasn't. Compared to the previous agent I had built, this one tested me at every turn. I had to create an autonomous agent that could detect when a new employee is added to the company database, send them a warm welcome message automatically, assign a buddy or manager to guide them through their first days. At first, nothing worked. The triggers failed, messages repeated endlessly, teams gave me errors that made no sense. But I didn't give up because I didn't just want to check boxes. I wanted to make onboarding feel like the beginning of our love story. At Kelsities, joining the team is more than a task. It's a moment. And every new hire deserves a warm welcome, a real buddy from leadership, and a digital experience powered by AI and glitter. So yes, I struggled. But as Taylor Swift says, you can do it with a broken heart. And now my Kelsities welcome agent is fully automated, emotionally on brand, and Swiftie approved. Challenge accepted. Challenge conquered. At the beginning, I built my first Power Automate flow full of excitement. It looked simple enough. I used tools I had never touched before in Office 365, like creating a SharePoint list from scratch, and I set the flow to run every 30 minutes. I wanted to receive a super cool email. Actually, I even created a Google Workspace account to customize it with kelsities.com. Oops, that's the competition. But here's the plot twist. I was using an educational account, which didn't even have email enabled. So yeah, the message was never going to arrive. Once I realized that, I shifted gears. I started experimenting with Microsoft Teams for the very first time. But again, nothing. No message, no notification, just complete silence. It was frustrating, really frustrating. But it also became my first big lesson in this challenge. A flow can look perfect and still do absolutely nothing if you're missing one key detail. And from that moment on, everything started to change. After the first attempt failed, I didn't give up. I just thought, all right, this is where the plot twist begins. So I built a second flow, and yes, it worked. The message finally landed in a one Teams chat. But there was a catch, a big one. I had to fill out everything manually. The name, the email, the message content, emojis, everything. There was no SharePoint connection, no dynamic data, no sparkle of automation. Basically, the flow said, if you do all the work, I'll hit send. Still, I made it cute. I added Swiftie colors, emojis, links to Taylor, my co-pilot bot, and even my Kelsities website. It was full of heart. It had my voice. It was mine. But it wasn't smart. It wasn't scalable. And it definitely wasn't ready for the stage. Even so, it gave me confidence. The format worked. Now I just needed to bring the magic. That imperfect little flow, it brought me one step closer to the real thing. Sure, I had managed to send a message, but it didn't feel like the asterisk message. Not the one that says welcome to tour reputation era. So I started over, again, back to zero, but this time with clearer vision. I used a better trigger, when an item is created right from my SharePoint list. And I switched from chat to a full-blown Teams channel. The result? Emojis, Swiftie branding, dynamic data, and a tone that said, "We're so happy you're here." I hit save, tested it, and just like that, the message appeared. It felt magical, but not quite complete. There were no buttons, no links, no way to connect with Taylor, no path to explore your career or visit our site. And then the flow started posting on repeat nonstop. Yes, I forgot to control the trigger. I knew I couldn't submit that as my final version. So once again, I wiped the board clean. But this time I wasn't starting over. I was starting stronger. Like Taylor says, I hit my peak at 17, but I'm still trying everything to get it right. Well, this time I did get it right, and I'm proud. Before building the final flow, I had to make sure the foundation was solid. So I started from the very beginning, carefully and intentionally. This time I didn't just upload an Excel and hope for the best. I created a brand new SharePoint site specifically for the Citerative onboarding experience. Inside that site, I built a custom employee list structured with all the fields I needed: full name, employee code, corporate email, role, start date, buddy's name, and buddy's email. It may sound simple now, but it was the first time I had created a SharePoint list from scratch, and I wanted to get every column right. I tested how to add records, how to edit them, and how the data looked when retrieved from Power Automate. I also paid attention to field types and formats, especially for dates and emails, so that everything would run smoothly when the flow triggered later. This part of the process helped me see the importance of clean data. Before any automation, you need a strong, reliable base. This SharePoint list became that base, a single source of truth for the onboarding experience I was about to build. With the SharePoint list in place, it was time to bring the automation to life. I used the trigger when an item is created linked directly to my new list, and I finally connected it to Microsoft Teams, not to a private chat this time, but to a specific channel inside the Citerative team. This was the first time I used a workflow in Teams, and I'll admit, it felt a bit intimidating at first. But I explored it step by step and made it work. Still, when I saw the message arrive in Teams, it felt flat. Functional, yes, but it didn't capture the Citerative spirit I wanted. So I went back to the course material, reviewed adaptive cards, looked at examples, and realized I could create something much more engaging. That's when I built the final version, an adaptive card with real structure and visual appeal. I designed it using JSON, layering headers, sections, and action buttons, all pulled from SharePoint dynamically. The card included a bold, colorful header with a warm welcome, personalized fields like name, role, start date, and buddy contact, and 4 interactive buttons. 1. Contact your buddy with a pre-written email. 2. Chat with Taylor, our co-pilot assistant. 3. Explore your career path. 4. And dive into our onboarding resources, what we call asterisk our love story asterisk. The result? A message that wasn't just informative, it was welcoming, emotional, and 100% on brand. Most importantly, it worked completely automatically. No manual updates, no reminders, just one list item, and the agent does the rest. It became more than a flow. It became a real onboarding solution designed with care and creativity. And as a proud Swiftie, this was me trying and finally getting it right. I'm proud of this project because after all the frustration, testing, and rebuilding, seeing it come together has been one of the best moments in this journey.
super excited to join Kelsey TS. Getting a personalized Teams message to meet my buddy Travis was amazing. Like Taylor says, karma is the guy on the Chiefs, and he's my buddy.
Well, it looks like this new hire truly enjoyed the experience. And honestly, who wouldn't when your buddy is Travis? My welcome agent didn't just work. It connected, it supported, it brought magic, structure, and a whole lot of heart. And with that, I complete my final challenge for the Autonomous Agents course. Now, I don't just understand how automation or Copilot Studio works. I feel like I've gained superpowers. Through this journey, I've learned to design agents with purpose, personality, and full control over what they say, who they say it to, and how they say it. From my first challenge, where Taylor was born, to this final experience with Kelsey's welcome agent, I've grown so much as a creator. Huge thanks to the entire Microsoft Power Up program team for such an inspiring, empowering, and creative experience. Sending warm greetings from sunny Spain and lots of excitement to keep learning and building more magic. And as a proud Swiftie, let me just say, I've officially entered my mastermind era. I don't just talk to agents, I design them. The final challenge of the program is coming in just a few weeks. So everyone, stay tuned. See you.